Chrisean is out.
Okay.
And I wanted to talk to Tesehki about it as well. One thing for me is family is always the biggest thing. Like, right?
Yeah.
It's family over everything.
Hey cousins, welcome back to another video. And in this video, we're going to be recapping Baddies Midwest. Now y'all, they didn't give us no break, did they? But alright, let's get into it. So this episode comes on with all the OG baddies on a jet. And Natalie letting everybody know that they're going to Oklahoma to meet up with Chrisean. Baby, if looks could kill, Natalie will be you know what. So Natalie starts giving Tesehki this speech talking about, it's family over everything. And then you got Biggie with all these ad-libs talking about OTF. You be like, dummy, that is only the family. That is not family over everything. But anyway, let's keep it going. And it's just like, let's keep it 1,000. Natalie, you don't care if they make up or they fight. But you would rather for them to fight. Tesehki does say she was not ready to see Chrisean based off of what she did to her a year ago. But they already on a jet and they can't turn this thing around. We then see everybody getting off the PJ, headed to the hotel, but we later learned that the only people that are going to the sit down is some of the OG baddies. So basically everybody but Anna and Biggie. So everybody is sitting down waiting for Chrisean to come in. And I must say, everybody looks good this season. Rolly, Scotty, everybody looks good. Natalie, everybody looks good, y'all. Even Anna. And I don't like no Anna. So in comes Chrisean, and of course she brought Junior with her, so she's rolling him in, and everybody is excited because they wanted to see the baby. Girl, when here goes Shady Boots Natalie talking about in comes the Virgin Mary coming in all white, being the virgin that she is. Something she said, y'all, she is so stupid. So anyway, everybody stands up and they greet Chrisean or whatever. Chrisean sit down with the baby. So they start talking. They have a small conversation. And then they begin talking about the girls that's going to be joining the season. All right, girls. So this is when we meet Ivory. We meet Mel. We meet Bad Dolly, Big Lex, Yoshi, Emma, Pretty P, Summer, Diamond the Body, and of course Tank. So then they start talking about Aqua V being on the show or whatever. And Scotty was like, yeah, she always in everybody's business. And I'm like, she cleared because she really do be in everybody's business. And of course, last but not least, they bring up Jade and Alexis or whatever. But Chrisean, she wasn't tripping. She was like, she was happy that she was on the show. And she's glad that she could showcase like her music. And just be herself outside of being Blueface's baby mother. So Natalie was basically like she never met Jay and Alexis before. So Chrisean was like, I had. So I don't know what Scotty was talking about, but Chrisean was like, the time Blueface tried to steal my baby or whatever. You like, girl, you always got to bring that man up. Okay. So when she brought up Blueface, Junior immediately started crying like, Mama, no. Mama, no. I don't want to hear that man's name. So Chrisean is yelling one more break. So I'm guessing she kept having to take a break because of Junior. But it's like your sisters is in the back. Get a baby to your sisters. So Chrisean comes back to the table without Junior. And so Natalie is like, but I don't know what issue Jayden has or what issue your sister has with Jayden. Yeah. Why Chrisean look dead at Natalie in her eyes and say, my sister rides a whole bunch of coattail. And it's just like, it don't give that, Chrisean. These women on this show be riding Tesehki coattail because they scared of her, but not the other way around. So, nah. So Rolly said, why would you say that? And Chrisean says it's a sibling thing. It's none of y'all business. And it's just like, got it, okay. Now, as much as Chrisean says she's holy or whatever the case may be, Chrisean is holding a whole bunch of animosity towards Tesehki, and that's just what it is. So then, out of the blue, Chrisean looks at Natalie and says, are you still in that relationship? Are you still married? So Natalie is like, yeah, I'm married. She's like, happily? She's like, yeah, I'm married. She said, you know what it was? I was hanging out with too many of you baddies. Girl, the whole table was shocked. Nobody knew what to say. So Scotty was like, I need to go get a drink. Girl, so when Scotty gets up, she's talking about, I know y'all love to watch me leave. And it's just like, Scotty, why is you walking that hard? She was walking hard into the restaurant, too. I want y'all to go back and watch how hard she was walking, y'all. And let me know if y'all see it. So it's finally time for Tesehki to come and have the sit down or whatever. On her way inside of the restaurant, she sees her sister Chastity. Chastity is outside with her baby because she just had a baby as well. And she's outside crying, talking about she doesn't want to fight. And basically, Chrisean didn't want to be there by herself. That's the only reason why she's there. So it's clear to see that the sisters are scared of Tesehki. But on a serious note, I think the message that she was trying to give Tesehki was she was there with Chrisean, but she wasn't picking a side. Because she said that over and over again. And it was just nice to see that they hadn't talked in a long time, but Tesehki just, grabbed her niece and held her niece, and that was nice to see. So then Tesehki walks in, she hugs Natalie. And Chrisean is looking at Tesehki. I'm guessing she's trying to see what type of time she's on. However, she looks at Junior with a smile, and she keeps walking, and she sits down. So Natalie sits down when she begins to talk. But the more she begins to talk, it sounds like Natalie is nervous. She's basically saying neither one of the girls knew what type of time each other was going to be on. But basically, they're there to mend their sistership, in so many words. But she does let them know that she does not want to be in between the two of them. So she's going to leave. So Chrisean comes over and she hugs Tesehki. And she says, I love you. And Tesehki says, I love you too. And I felt like that was a great moment. So Tesehki basically is like, what are we doing? So Chrisean is like, I'm okay. Like, I'm good. Like, she's ready to move on. And she asks Tesehki, like, are you okay? And Tesehki says, no, I'm not. She tells Chrisean, she receives backlash because of what she said. Chrisean has this nonchalant attitude, like, okay, well, you say things too. Tesehki is like, I get you say things when you're mad, but, I would never call you that. I would never call you, the things she said. I'm not repeating that on here. So Chrisean is like, oh, do you want to talk about that? So Tesehki is like, yeah, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about why you got me jumped. And then, why would you put the icing on the cake and say what you said? She was like, because what? Like, the jumping didn't work, so now you're going to try to put some stuff on my name. Basically, on some, when the hate don't work, they start telling lies. Chrisean says, my truth is my truth. And Tesehki is like, okay, so what's that? So Chrisean is basically saying, I could talk about it. I could talk about what I said, but, why are we going to do that? We're trying to move on. So Tesehki is basically like, look, if we're going to solve this, then I need you to speak your truth. Like, I want to hear what you got to say. So Chrisean is doing something, I see things too. Like, I'm going through things as well. Tesehki feels like everything that Chrisean is doing is off of, like, retaliation. So Chrisean is like, it's no retaliation. Tesehki is like, when have I ever been a monster to you? You was always with me. And a lot of people don't remember. But when Chrisean first got famous, a lot of the times when we seen her family, we basically saw Tesehki. Everybody knew who Tesehki was because she looked just like Chrisean. We rarely seen any other siblings. Like Tareen and the other one, we didn't know who they was until, like, recently. She was also on, like, Baltimore News or something like that because she ran track and Tesehki was right there. Nobody else. It was only Tesehki. But Chrisean feels like that Tesehki is doing all of this for, like, a narrative, for a storyline. She's like, I don't want Tesehki here. I want Tifa here. She's like, I came as Chrisean, your little sister. So Tesehki is like, I'm always Tifa, but my middle name is Tesehki. Chrisean said, I know that, but it seems like you have a chip on your shoulders. Tesehki feels like the only chip on her shoulder is basically that she deserves an apology. So Chrisean is like, we don't have to apologize. I just want to move on. Tesehki is like, how do you just move on from something like that? Tesehki said when she first seen Chastity just immediately apologized and she didn't even do anything. She said 1 minute Chrisean is stating that she wants peace and the next minute, she doesn't want to apologize. My only question would be, why would you bring it up if you just want to move on from it? Like, I'm lost. So then Tesehki asked, basically, she was like, I know you love me, but do you like me? Chrisean was like, if I didn't like you, I wouldn't have brought you to Zeus. And so Tesehki feels like that Chrisean didn't do that. She was like, basically, I stood out to the boss man. And it's just like, that's a lie because if they didn't know Chrisean, they wouldn't have known you. And the way Junior neck was just dangling and wobbling back and forth, I'm like, oh my God, just sit him down, Chrisean. Put him in a stroller. Oh my God, he's so uncomfortable right now. But at this point, Tesehki is ready to go. She's like, you're not going to apologize. I don't know what you want from me. Chrisean is like, I don't want anything from you. And she's like, well, I don't know what we're here for. Like, what are we here for? And at this point, it's giving manipulation because it's like, Chrisean keeps saying, it seems like you're upset right now. Well, it seems like you have a chip on your shoulder. And it's just like, if somebody is saying things like that about you, you will feel the same way. Nobody knows if it happened or not. Only they do. So it's just like, if you wanted it to be like, oh, we're just going to leave it alone or we're not going to talk about it, then you shouldn't have brought it to the internet because now she wants for you to talk about it in this very place you brought it to. So Chrisean feels like she could be going ham right now. And Tesehki said, look, I could be going ham right now. And it's just like, no, we don't need that. And she also wants to let Chrisean know that they will never be how they was before. So Chrisean says, are we going to keep talking about the past or are we going to move on? Tesehki is like, you need to apologize. So Chrisean says, I'm not going to apologize for something that is true. So Tesehki starts yelling like, okay, well, tell us what's true. Like, tell us the story. Chrisean said, you wanted to play house. And I see a lot of people, like, I guess Chrisean supporters, should I say, calling Tesehki a abuser, and it's just like, y'all need to think as if this was a 12-year-old child that y'all talking about. At some point, when are you going to say that if this did happen, that this will be their parents' fault and not Tesehki's fault? So Tesehki is like, what's the story? So Chrisean is like, we already said the story. And it's just like, when did y'all say the story? All we know is she said that she got touched by Tesehki, and now she's saying that Tesehki made her do some nasty things. So now they're on the topic of Chrisean getting Tesehki jumped, and she keeps saying that she did not get Tesehki jumped, and Tesehki is like, yes, you did. But Chrisean does say that basically Tesehki jumped in her face, and basically Martian J was coming to her defense. And it's just like, yes, that is a fact that Tesehki kept jumping in her face, and that's not the first time she did it. So I feel like that was wrong on Tesehki's behalf. So she did say she apologized for that. And then on top of it, Chrisean was already mad at Tesehki because Tesehki didn't follow her orders. Y'all heard when Chrisean was talking to the sister before she made that accusation, she was basically saying, like, the sister was basically saying, oh, Tesehki should have followed your orders. Like, what? Had Chrisean not had no money, she wouldn't have said that. And then Chrisean started talking down on Tesehki. So y'all, here's a clip of Chrisean stating that she did backdoor her sister, and she was basically calling her sister broke, basically getting big-headed.
Backdoor me, nigga. Fuck that, and I just beat you to it, nigga. Fuck is you talking about, bro? What? I was on point the whole night. What the fuck? You forgetting we were filmed. You forgetting how you try to get big-headed and big. And then that whole big sister shit. I'm the big sister. Had over 150,000 on my neck. And I said, I'm the big sister. You sure you're the big sister?
So while Tesehki is running down everything that happened, Chrisean says, I remember everything that happened. She said, I remember you made me eat chips. Tesehki looks at her like, what? I just want Chrisean to put that baby down. Like, I don't think her sister going to touch her. Just put the baby down. Like, he just looks so uncomfortable up on your shoulders, and he's trying to get some sleep, girl, and you keep waking him up. Slinging him every which way. Girl, that's your baby. Let me shut the mind running around here acting crazy, so let me mind my business. So that's how the episode goes off, but we're going to keep it going because, of course, they gave us 2 episodes, and the sit-down was on the next episode as well. So the second episode comes on with Tesehki basically asking Chrisean to repeat what she said. So she wouldn't repeat it. So the other sister, Chastity, came in between the both of them and sat in the middle. Tesehki is yelling. She's upset. Chrisean is walking around with Junior. Junior is upset because he's tired and she keeps swinging him every which way and waking him up. So Tesehki then yells to her best friend, basically asking her, has her and Chrisean ever got into it before? And she was like, no, not physically. It's just like, keep your friend out of it because she's not family. Tesehki's so mad, she done told Chrisean to take her ass to Maury. So Tesehki wants to talk about everything that happened before she got jumped. She said they got into an argument, and then when Chrisean got off the sprinter, she said some girls started throwing eggs at Chrisean. She said she jumped straight into big sis mode. She said basically protecting her sister. Even when Chrisean got on stage, Tesehki said she was the only one on stage dancing to her songs. She said so when they got back in the sprinter, she's thinking everything is everything. Tesehki also says that a fan has a video of Chrisean basically telling Jay and Marsh to go jump her. So where's the video? So Chrisean does cut her off and say, but do you want to move on? And Tesehki is like, no, I don't. But Tesehki does tell Chrisean she wish she didn't have Junior with her because she would do what she was supposed to do. And it's just like, that is why she bought that baby. She bought that baby as a shield. That's why she wouldn't put him down. But then their sister Chastity asks both of them to pray. And so Chrisean is like, Chastity, you don't ask to pray, you just do it. So Chastity begins to pray. But she couldn't finish due to her crying. So Chrisean finished it. Tesehki then said, she was like, what's going on? She was like, I'm going to do what I have to protect myself. So now that they're done recording, do y'all think that she will take her to court? So Tesehki was basically over the conversation. She was like, I don't even want to talk no more. So you could tell that this, excuse me, y'all, you could tell that this whole thing was like chopped and screwed. Because then they go back into Tesehki apologizing for getting in Chrisean's face and crazy. And Chrisean goes back there saying, you know, you didn't have to apologize. Tesehki is like, but I did, or whatever the case may be. And she was like, I shouldn't even have to apologize when we all was drinking that night, including you, and you was pregnant. I said, clock it. Girl, this argument was all over the place. At one point, you got Tesehki's friend yelling from the back, basically asking Chrisean where did this all go wrong at. And so it's like, it went wrong when you started minding the family business. Stay out of it. And this how I know that Zeus chopped and screwed it, because at one point they had her yelling like, if you forgave her when y'all was kids, why would you bring it back up on a platform or something like that, to make it seem like that Tesehki did it. However, I don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows. Not even her friend. So it's just like, I don't even want to talk about it. So eventually, Tesehki, of course, got tired of everything because nobody was taking accountability. Chrisean wasn't, of course. And so she leaves. And then as soon as she leaves, Chrisean starts talking cold cash about Tesehki. Like, why you ain't do that when she was there? So Tesehki, she walks out of there. She sees the rest of the baddies, and she's a wreck. She's crying. She's just all over the place. She's saying, she long money. She's going to sue Chrisean, for defamation of character. She was like, it must be killing her soul that she's on Zeus Network because it didn't start until then. You could tell Natalie and them really didn't want to get in the middle because they really didn't want to say anything. They didn't want to choose any sides, so they were just like comforting her. But one thing about it, Lemmy and Natalie, they knew exactly what they was doing. They wanted them girls to fight. A lot of people were saying that Zeus was trying to set up Tesehki, and I just feel like they tried to set up both of them because they was hoping and praying that Tesehki would get mad enough to put her hands on Chrisean, and then vice versa, they got Tesehki out here looking crazy. But Tesehki does say she wanted for Chrisean to tell her story, but she won't tell her story. Chrisean is saying that she bought Tesehki just like she bought Chastity on the show or whatever. She said God bought her. And I'm just looking at that baby neck, and it's just like, come on, Chrisean. But she does say, Tesehki tried to play with her baby. She was like, don't play with him like that. She said, because I can tell the world what happened to your son. Then she said she was a stripper. And it's just like, Chrisean, she was a stripper, but she helped take care of you with that stripper money. So stop. And it's just like, you had so much time to say that, and you said nothing when she was there. She then proceeds to say, talking to Chastity, she was like, she's with that very N-word that Chu was with, because it was supposedly that they messed with the same guy. And it's just like, you keep constantly saying that, you're so godly, but you're so vengeful. Listen to you. You wouldn't be saying none of this. Chastity then asks Chrisean to stop, and Chrisean continues to go and says, exactly, the very man that you used to deal with. She said, but we didn't say none of that. And it's just like, girl, you tried to come on the show and make it seem like you were very godly and, you had no animosity and it was all about forgiveness, but you're still being vengeful. Chrisean then proceeds to say, nothing happened to my son. She don't want to talk about what happened to hers. It was worse than what happened to mine. Mine is healthy. Just like, Chrisean, stop. Just stop. Chastity then says, we got to think about the other person. You're on camera saying this stuff. And she's like, what? Like, it's nothing that I wouldn't see in her face. And it's just like, Chrisean, what? When the girl was there, you was Martin Luther King. You wanted peace. But now you got all this stuff to say. And I just want to say this about Chastity. It seems like Chastity does pick sides, because it's like when she feels like Chrisean is up, then she picks sides with Chrisean. I remember at one point she was like, Tifa ain't do nothing for me. Chrisean did. And then now you're Team Tifa because Tifa is the one that's up. In one part of the sit down, I remember Chrisean saying she wanted to celebrate her new show. And now Natalie is saying there is no new show coming out. But Natalie does not run anything. We shall see. But that'll be messed up.